Folks, today I continue my streak of posting high-level tournament commentary. We're back here today with the official ladder tournament. Final round of the first stage of playoffs, meaning whoever wins this series is going on to part 2 of the playoffs, and whoever loses this best of 3 is going home. It's over with. So we got TDNT versus 3D. I'm not sure if I caught any of 3D's earlier sets. I definitely didn't catch any of TDNT's, but both of these dudes have been around forever. Strong players. TDNT is not known for playing Gen 9, but he's really strong at Gen 8 and Gen 7, and it looks like he's now trying his hand at Gen 9. 3D's got a Sun team. We see a Walking Wake plus special attack booster specs. Judging from that damage, Gliscor is forced to Terra Water immediately, otherwise gonna have to lose a switch in, or lose a Pokemon on the switch into Walking Wake, because Dragonite can get 2-hit KO'd by Hydro Steam into then Terra Water Hydro Steam. 3D's rocking a pretty cool offensive Sun. You don't really see Cinderace in general, but when you do see it on Sun, it's usually gonna be choiced, either Banded or Scarfed. Cresselia is cool too, support option and a backup ground resist so that you don't have to put all of the pressure on Dragonite. So this is a pretty cool team. I'd say TDNT probably took the right Terra option, all things considered. He really wasn't gonna get out of here without Terraing and clicking Toxic. He was gonna lose Dragonite if he did the alternative, and Dragonite's always amazing in the Sun team. So why would you just sack that? Why would you sack it so early on? Also, this backup Terra is gonna help because the Ace otherwise would be able to Pyro Ball pretty freely, but it's not going to be able to do that now. We see this come in, and it's plus speed booster, which it's not amazing. CC gets clicked, eject, but okay. Wake comes back in on what? Toxic? Nah, that was kind of cold, I'm not going to lie. It was kind of cold. Ace comes in on Clef, yep. And, yo, James Harden is a threat low-key. James Harden is a threat low-key. Gunk Shot, there's no switch into Gunk Shot on TDNT's team. It's a shame that this is going to be choiced Cinderace, because if it was regular Libero, Gunk Shot doesn't really have much counterplay on TDNT's team, now that the Gliscor turned into a water guy. What do we think is about to happen here, folks? Pyro Ball gets clicked, does a nice 17. Dragonite. I mean, TDNT probably knows this is choiced, seeing as there's a Tusk for removal. It doesn't really make sense to just have a random Cinderace on your Sun team, especially when you can run so many better Fire-type abusers, right? Iron Moth, Blaziken, even non-Fire types like Slitherwing if you want some type of physical damage. So the only reason to use Cinderace, like I'm saying, is so that you can have a choiced set, take advantage of the 1.5x boost to your Pyro Ball. It's about as good as it gets, man. It's not one of my favorite options on Sun, personally. I love Blaziken. I think Blaziken will never be bad in Gen 9 OU. It's a Pokemon that takes some finesse to make work, but I always thought Swords Dance Blaziken on Sun is one of the cheaper things. A Pokemon that is really good, except when I use it, is Venusaur. When I use Venusaur, that shit is garbage. And when I play Venusaur, holy shit. Shit's Michael Jordan and has 6 different moves. Can't stop it. What are we looking at? Gliscor comes in, this Overheat gets clicked, there's 30%, but man, bruh, even without any recoil, 3D is not able to kill this piece of shit. And I'm starting to finally realize that even at 0, like even at 50, this thing's at 100. We know how this guy goes. It's over. I think 3D is actually just ass blasted by this. Like you might as well start getting up hazards, right? Maybe this isn't. Wait, it's not hazards. Samurott has hazards. Yo, he's straight up 2 attack. Protect is some bot shit there. You're a water type. Yo, Protect is actually the worst play of all time on turn 12. What are you doing? Now you can't protect against the Wake. Yo, what was that, bro? Yo, what are you doing, bro? Why would you click Protect against a Cress? You're a water type, so it's not like you have to fear Ice Beam. Alright. Let's see. Alright, well, I think 3D might just get impatient and Terra Water. TDNT is not sacking Clef. He's going to find a mid-ground sack. which is either going to be Corv or be a boss and stay in with Gliscor on some G shit. Personally, if I'm TDNT, I'm already mentally preparing myself for my IDEF Corviknight sweep, which is definitely going to happen. So, wow. Sacks the Gliscor. Holy click. Yo, what are you doing, bro? Well, first off, this is why clicking Protect on Crest was like absolutely a awful play. Just awful. And then staying in is like, yo, what are you doing? Alright. I think 3D has a pretty amazing shot because he still has Terra. And TDNT just threw that shit out. So, Dragonite is everything now for TDNT. Is it a Dragon Tailing Dragonite or a Dragon Dance Dragonite? My gut says it's a Dragon Dancing Dragonite. But we'll see. I mean, for TDNT's sake, I hope it's a Dragon Dancing Dragonite so he can get something started. If it's Dragon Tail, I think it is Dragon Tail, by the way, judging by that HP. Alright, so this is Dragon Tail or it's max HP Dragon Dance. One of the two. Nice double. Nice double. Alright, Samurott is freer than free. So, just going to Wake. Yep. The thing is, if TDNT's Assault Vest, big chillin'. Big chillin'. I'm staying in as TDNT. We all know Hydro Steam's getting clicked. Let's not even make it a thing. We all know Hydro Steam is getting clicked with the swiftness. Which is actually why if I was playing this game, would I Drake on some big body shit? Man, I'm too good though. Oh my god, it KO'd yo! I mean, dude, Wake is broken with all them boosters, but like, I'm so used to seeing the HP invested Samurai and shit like that, like, that was just, bruh. Bro got sent to the fucking moon. That was tough, that was tough. Been there many a time. Too many times, if I do say so myself. Weather Report is putting in that work, though. This guy has achieved 2 kills so far. And one was a resisted Hydro Steam. I love using this. I think it might be specs. To be honest, I mean, obviously it's specs. It might be modest. It might be specs. Wow. IQ plus 1 trillion after that statement. No, what I meant to say is that it might be modest. Saying it might be. Yo, I'm actually stupid sometimes. All right, 252 specs versus Samurai. Isui, OU lead. Sun is up. Hydro Steam does 81 to 96. Yo, he is modest. Yo, I told you. I was like, bro, surely that guy lives. Wow, Wake is crazy, by the way. Yeah, so he's modest. Hey, yo, stop. Stop all that damage, player. Alright. 3D is focusing completely on the Cinderace win path. And so this is the correct path for 3D. But I am a little worried for bro, because what if Weavile somehow is able to pull an Ice Shard out of its ass and sweep? Nah, never mind. E-Speed did way little than I thought. I thought E-Speed was going to do 50%. I thought this was going to be at 30. Okay. It's okay, actually. Because Weavile at +2 will never beat Ace. And it's Scarf Ace, like I said. So this is a dead Weavile, and then we should be on to game 2. As long as Clefable doesn't sweep. Which I don't think Clefable has the ability to sweep. Yeah. That's going to be that. Corv comes in. You got to dodge. Terra's out, like I said. Game's 100% over, though. Hard Ninetales. Click Encore. Move on to game 2. So. Oh, T-Wave. Alright. That'll help, but not really, actually. Nice. Taunt? Can't be taunt. It's the rocker. Why didn't he just click Overheat if he didn't have taunt? I mean, like, he went. Yo. Okay, he wins no matter what. You go into Ace. You just Pyro twice. Yo, you kind of made a shiest. Yo, he made that shit shiest at the end. I'm not gonna hold you. That was some, yo. That was, I mean, I'm not playing the game, so it's cool, but like, if 3D was like my teammate or something, and I saw this game, I'd be on his ass after this. Yo. Scary one. All right, let's pause to the next. Would you guys believe me if I told you I forgot that these guys were playing and I went to go do something else? You probably would believe me. I have a famously short attention span. 3D's using a team that's more than a year old. It's a classic team. Dragon Dance, Dragonite, Rock Slide. Heavy duty boots on the Samurai. I believe it's IDEV, Zama, Scarf Gold. Okay, we see E-Speed clicked, which makes me think that it could be detailed Dragonite then, and not DD. Personally, I like DD on this team. I think Dragon Tail Dragonite is not that great on this. Godly Golden Go on the Focus Blast. You're tough, you're tough, you're tough, you're tough. That was tough, that was tough. That was tough. That was tough. But no, TDNT is like, fuck, in the way I just did that. If I'm TDNT though, bro, it's just Dark Pulse. Just take the trade. It's fine. If you kill Gold, you're chilling. Kill the Scarfer. Alright. So 3D got out of there alive pretty well. Za is boots. It's not IDEF. Thought it was IDEF on this team. I guess it's boots. Okay. My prediction is TDNT is gonna win with Ogerpon. Spike knockoff looks devastating for this team. It only needs Cudgel and knockoff to do progress, right? Dragonite is giving me the suspicion that it's Dragon Tail EQ and not Dragon Dance. Dragon Dance could have won this really easily. This TDNT team is very bad, actually. Dragon Dance EQ anything 6-0s this. EQ Ice Spinner, Donzo. Kyurem also bones this, but like whatever. Kyurem bones every team, so I can't really say that's like unique. Alright, TDNT is deciding, fuck it, should I Terra and go for it? Thank God he ain't Terra. Shit would be too early. Ice Fangus click, knowing that either Darkrai Terra poisons and you lose your Za, or Landers comes in and you can get some damage. Slowking is a nice pivot there. Okay. Nice Samurai, knowing you're not going to Sludge Bomb into Gliscor and Gold. Landers is a nice play though. You get the free U-turn. -1 has been done as well, so if you go into Helmet Tusk here, this just dies, and like you're big chillin'. Spike up is not great for TDNT though, so let's see. Alright, goes into Ogre. I think Ceaseless was always getting clicked there though. I would have gone Tusk. D-Knight takes a little bit. Calm 19. Free to click Rooster E-Speed. Actually, clicking E-Speed was a nice call out there. Knowing that TDNT is going to do some greedy Spike. Alright, that turn was for sure a Roost turn though. Be for real. You know you wall bro anyways, so might as well Roost. But maybe 3D was like, what if now Roost is so free that he's gonna get the third Spike? Because there's a big difference between the third Spike and the second Spike, as we know. Whatever. It doesn't change too much. And if anything, this Ogre is still manageable. As long as D-Knight's alive, this Ogre cannot break through with only Ivy, Cudgel, and Knock. Synthesis is pretty clutch though. It's gonna be Troll still. Helmet Clef is what I would guess, looking at the team. Okay. Okay. Tusk comes in here. Rapid spin. Knock off, okay. Leftovers removed. Knock off is clicked back. You know, that was a nice play by 3D. And also that was a great play by TDNT. Well, he doesn't have Ice Spinner, TDNT. But it was a smart play to click knockoff, knowing that the Clef is going to have some troll shit like Helmet or whatnot. Either way, actually the worst situation of all time just happened, which is 3D had Sticky Barb on the Clef, which I forgot that this ran. Judging from the fact that Rapid Spin did 19, this is a physically defensive Clef through and through. Moonblast instead of Softbow, it's crazy. Either way, That was awesome for 3D. Tusk kills itself slowly. Yo, is it time to win? Is it time to SD and win? Like, I'm sorry, but this might be time to win, gang. That was a nice ogre. That was a nice hard ogre, because you have to force the Terra. And honestly, forcing the Terra is pretty shiced for TDNT, because then this shit takes mad hazard damage. See, Dragonite could potentially be dead now. Literally potentially dead. That's why not roosting earlier was crazy. Going for that 30 speed. What would I do as TDNT? Bro, he's clicking roost. Oh, he actually E-speeded his nuts. And he gave it the barb. That was hashtag too shiced. Nah, bro, he gave it the barb. Alright, all of a sudden, this looks like TDNT's. Because that Ivy Cudgel, though, I didn't even think about giving the barb away. We should have clicked roost, bro. That E-speed was some bot plays. Oh, we're not getting sacked. Alright, looks Jova for 3D. Even, what's it called? Dark Eye's at 100%, so it can still force Terra on Gliscor. Assuming it's Ice Beam. It could very well not be Ice Beam. It could be Sludge Bomb or whatever. Nice sign noise. Keep it up. Keep the pressure up. Don't let piece of shit Gliscor get the better of you for free. Keeping this at 56/68 is also fantastic. Alright, game's over. Next game. 3D lost because this, yeah, he says GG because it's over. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be a sign noise Ice Beam, and it was boots as well. Oh no, it came in on rocks. It's Assault Vest. Copy. Yeah, he got 3D got packed up this game. I'm not gonna lie. TDNT. I thought after the knockoff play and the fact that he wasn't Ice Spinner, I thought Gliscor would do the dash, but this AV Slow King is no joke for these types of builds because Samurott is the only switch in. Right? Everybody else gets cooked by Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb. And Samurott can only switch in on Sludge Bomb exactly one time. Slow King 2 it KOs that ass with Sludge Bomb. Yo, pretty shice game. Thought game 1 was a pretty commanding 3D win, and then game 2, TDNT totally owned him. All the correct paths, I would say, were taken here. Even taking the barb on Tusk, I thought that was awful for TDNT. Not that he did anything awful. I didn't expect it to be barb myself. It makes sense though, right? Because he knocked off the lefties. Clearly, Clef is going to come in to pass the barb. But regardless, kept composure well. I like the plays around the Samurott too. He found good turns to bring in the Landers T. No bot type shit. Just Scarf Landers is cool on this team. Spiker Ogre with Knock X Ivy Cudgel. You think he crawled on with this moveset. Yo, it's spicy. Alright, game 3. Alright, it's about to get spicy. TDNT got some pretty nasty stuff. Scizor X Hat. I use this combo all the time. Maybe we'll see a greedier Dragonite, and by greedier I mean not heavy duty boots because Hatterene is there to keep hazards off. Notes Spinner though on TDNT's team, which is something to note. 3D, I would be kind of tight if I was 3D because it's like, fuck man, I have a Garchomp Hazards lead. It's clearly Garchomp Hazards lead, and then you play a Hatterene. Hatterene owns Garchomp lead, so. I will say, clicking Draining Kiss though is kind of difficult because even if you do a decent amount to Chomp, you take so much recoil from Rough Skin and Helmet. It's like 28% recoil, bro. So it's not really easy to. Rough Skin is 12, and then Helmet is a 6th, right? Yeah, a 6th plus the 8th from Rough Skin. It's 16.6 plus 12.5. Yeah, it's fucking 29%. Yo, how is that allowed, bro? I hate that feeling when you click Headlong Rush on the Switch and they go into their. When you have a Tusk and you click Headlong into their Helmet Chomp and you just know you lost. You literally know you lost because the next turn you click Rapid Spin, you're just going to die to EQ. It's like the worst feeling of all time. Anyways, enough rambling. I'd say 3D has the matchup slightly. Hatterene has a good matchup in terms of just clicking Psynoise. It's unpunishable. But Moltres is also unpunishable. So, there's that. I feel like this Valiant could be a threat if it's Terra Electric. I don't know why my gut is telling me that the Val has T-Bolt. I feel like on these types of builds, the Val is always rocking T-Bolt. Maybe because these teams are weaker to water types as a whole, but like what does water type even mean? Like Primarina? Yeah, I guess he's weak to Primarina. All offenses are weak to Primarina. I don't know. What could this Val be? 3D's team low-key weak as fuck until Dragonite sets up. He got nobody like super strong. There's no Ogre. There's no like Banded Bullet Punch the way TDNT got some shit going. But Moltres is really nice. It's gonna roar out Dragonite for life if it's not Rock Slide. Flamethrower has 0 switching. Pult is a really big threat to 3D. He has no Ghost Resist. Nice lead. Leading off with the best thing into Pult. Okay. Well, Eject Pack, I guess, right? Psycho Eject Pack. Or it could be a potential lead Deoxys, but lead on a team with Moltres and Petch and Hazard's Chomp? I don't think so. Yeah, I think he's just clicking Psycho Boost and getting out of there. As for TDNT, I think the hat's Assault Vest. I can't tell you for certain off the team matchup, but it looks like Assault Vest. Stays in turn 1 and gets crit and fucking dies. That's a horrible crit. I told you it was a Eject Pack. It was obviously a Eject Pack because the Chomp has the hazards, but damn, man, that's really, really, really bad because there's no Ghost Resist, like I said. 3D led good, as in the only thing that could get out of there while also chipping this for everybody else, but holy shit, that is just terrible. Stealth Rod go up. Psycho Boost is getting clicked again. So it was AV Hat the whole time. Okay. Hat is still a big ass threat, but with the AV knocked off, it's definitely good for 3D because Val can 2-hit KO with Moonblast. Petch can do a lot more with Malignant Chain, and also Flamethrower is really free too. But like I told y'all before at the team preview, Hat has pretty unpunishable coverage into this. The crit obviously sucks on the Pult, but he shouldn't have stayed in with the Pult. Even if you're a Sash lead Pult and you want to get off the turn 1 T-Wave or Wisp, that's not that bad actually, because you would have been able to limit the Moltres immediately. Maybe it was okay to stay in. I was just thinking like, Hat is so free that why even risk taking the Psycho Boost? It's not about the crit. It's about taking the damage off the rip from the Deoxys. Yeah, I would have probably gone into Hat myself, but whatever. Nice Shadow Ball knowing Hat is not staying in. I don't know if it lives at 60 without AV. Probably. Petron is not strong. That shit definitely living. See another Shadow Ball there as Knockoff gets clicked. Okay. That's a max attack Scizor, but it's not a Bandit Scizor. Knockoff, U-turn, Bullet Punch. You know, Scizor is not Citrus Berry, right? I like this Defog Scizor set. Defog, Knockoff BP U-turn. It's really good. I used it on the this Volt Turn team I was using with Enamorous and whatnot like a week ago or something actually. Anyways, Val comes in, revealing Choice Scarf, judging from the fact that it came in and has no, what's it called? No, what's a booster? Okay, cool. You know, I actually underrated how big of a gigantic Giga Threat Darkrai is. Like, holy shit. What if this is Scarf? If this is Scarf, Val's dead right now. 3D gotta, you know, figure out something. Would it be Scarf on this team? Doesn't have to be. He has double priority in the back. So, what would I do? What would I have on this Rye? I feel like I would run some greedy shit, some knockoff. You don't even need knockoff though, so honestly, I'm not totally sure. Sizz comes in on Moonblast, which does very little. Yo, is this Assault Vest? Nah, it can't be Assault Vest. That means regular Moonblast is 35. Nah, shit, not Assault Vest. Impossible. I don't know what the Scizor is, because it's not. I mean, it wasn't even Citrus Berry. Yo, was he AV? Nah, you can't be AV, bro. It has to be max attack to do 45 with knockoff. Nice Moltres. Tough freeze. That might be a game losing freeze. Oh my god. Yo, I think he's fucked. I think 3D just lost because of that freeze. Yeah. Cause yeah, I think he lost. I would have got another nasty plot. and then gone for +4 Ice Beam sweep. Because you Terra here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you Terra as TDNT into a poison type. And then you live. And you sweep with Ice Beam. Which is why, I mean, obviously you're playing with hacks. Assuming you're going to get another nasty plot. You have to trick ass 3D, that's correct. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Dragonite comes in. Terra. Dragon Dance. Next turn, kills the Rye. Is left at 15% HP more or less. Dies to E-Speed. Loses game. Right. No. Petarant has the potential to win this battle if Darkrai dies. Right? It would have to get lucky. No doubt. But... Let's see. The other path is like Chomp Terra. No, Chomp Terra is ridiculous. That's some bullshit. Don't do that. If I'm TDNT, I'm thinking I'm keeping the Rye. Ice Beam sweeps. I know that. So if Dragonite comes in here, I might just keep the shit. But if it DDs as I switch, I automatically lose the battle. I'm still assuming the Dragonite's DD, but I'm pretty much certain it's DD. Val with Scarf. Petch is offensive for sure. Petch is nasty plot. Otherwise, this team has no, I mean, it used Shadow Ball too, so it more or less revealed that, but, I don't really like this team. Shit has bad resistances across the board. Like, I know Moltres and Petch and Chomp are all good defensive Pokemon, but, like, something about this team, I would have a hard time being convinced to bring a team like this. I don't know. Something about this shit is off to me. Alright, 3D's trying to figure out how to get out of here at this point. Alright, Dragonite comes in. Let's see this big Ice Beam. What else can we see? 3D has to come to terms with whether or not he's gonna attack. Would I stay in as TDNT? Bro, if you get DD'd on the Switch, you lose. But if you stay, it's like the ultimate hedge. And I think he's gonna hedge. And he's gonna Ice Beam. Because that's the ultimate hedge. Why would you switch? If you switch on EQ, you probably win. But 3D has to Terra here. So you know as TDNT, you get in the exhaust no matter what. And also, what if this is Terra Fly? Which it probably is. Alright, not that it probably is, but it's not Terra Fairy or any of that shit. Alright, Terra Normal. Did he EQ or did he DD? Nice. Rye lives though, as I said, so... Okay. Interesting. Okay, that did a shit ton. Okay. That did an absolute shit ton with E-Speed. Wow. I feel like DD was the play on turn 19. Because you live Ice Beam at +2, so. And you know that if Darkrai stays in, you're forcing that Petch endgame. Because Petch can very easily win this battle. Although... TDNT having a full health Dragonite, aka scale intact, is really brutal for 3D. Because that's going to be able to trade one time into Dragonite, right? I mean, we don't even know what this Dragonite spread is. Or not spread, moveset. I saw EQ, I saw E-Speed. I would like to believe that this is Ice Spinner. This team isn't fantastic in the Gliscor. Counter is Ice Beam, so... Yeah, Ice Beam Deoxys is the Gliscor counter. EQ gets clicked. Bro's max attack. It's gonna be it. I think you had to just spam E-speed at that point. Would this really be Would this really be Scarf? I knew he was max attack because he took so fucking much from E-speed, despite it being -1. So he's 0/0 Landorus, but would he really be Scarf instead of like max attack E-plate or something? That's what I think he is. I think 3D's cooked. From where I'm looking. From where I'm looking, there's not really a way out of this, I fear. His Chomp's gone. And then... like, it's the same shit. D-Knight comes back in. Doesn't even kill at 64. Yeah, that's a wrap. Yep. Alright, so everything on the D-Knight. But there's a 0 reality where 3D's D-Knight is able to handle TDNT's D-Knight. So this won't be a way out. Because this is a max attack Dragonite. There's no bulk on this bitch. So, it's a wrap. Oh, man. The excruciating endgame timer. I've been here myself. When your opponent decides, now's the time. 3 minutes per turn, Jitsu. Activate. Alright. I mean, yeah, you click Shadow Ball. Cross your fingers. That somehow D-Knight can pull it out of its ass. But it's over, though. What is the Dragonite, bro? This team is weak to what? Garg? Water Garg is pretty filth. Probably why Landorus is max attack, among other things. Then again, Hatterene can at least Psy Noise. And Troll Garg temporarily. Goes for Malignant. That's a fair play, actually, because if you poison this, you give yourself the potential to recover. Or Dragonite sets up. So I think Malignant was actually the correct play. D-Knight comes in. You just sack this and you go into your own, right? I'm bugging? Oh, he actually went hard into his own. Okay. Lefties. Did he Terra Blast fly? Nice switch. I don't know. Actually, no. This was a bad switch, bro. Why not just sack Darkrai if you're expecting... oh, nah. Okay. Okay. Encore's pretty nasty. That's gonna help. Yo, that was a spicy yawn. Sheesh. I think he's good. I think he's good because of that. What if bro DD'd? I think he was still good. Is TDNT using the full cheese set? DD Encore, Terra Blast, Roost? So he's walled? 3D is locked in for 2 more turns, which means Rye... why was D-Knight sacked? Hey, yo. Nah, it's Jover. You sack Darkrai and you get this to -2. Yeah. Nah, yeah, it's super over. Yeah. Yeah. You'd have to crit through everything. You literally just sacked the Rye, and there's no way to lose. I don't understand why there's an obsession with keeping Rye the earlier turns, but whatever. Yeah. Encore will forever be one of the greatest safety panic button moves of all time. I love what they gave this move in Gen 9, which is utility as a whole. There was very rare, like, Encore Clefable back in the day you'd see on every team now and then. Shit was not real, but... okay. It's going to be the end. Unless this is capable of critting through both Pokemon, it's Jover. So... yeah, it would need to crit both Pokemon to win. Well, okay. So, yeah. Well, now you just need one crit, which is a crit on the Hatterene. Because as TDNT, you sign noise twice, kill the Dragonite, game over. Yep. And that's that. Good game. Nice series overall. TDNT definitely brought this back pretty strong after the turn 1. That was pretty legit. Obviously, freezing the Moltres was awful. I think 3D won for sure without the freeze, because you get Flamethrower chip, and then you don't have to Terra with your move Valiant. Among other things, losing 2 full Pokemon is pretty difficult. Tough way to go out in Series 5, when it's make or break. Shouts to my boy 3D, he'll be back stronger. TDNT goes on to the top 16 bracket, the next stage of this tournament, which I can't wait to cover. Thank you all for watching. I don't know how I'll upload this, probably just with another video so that it's a good, 2 series, but yep, see y'all soon. Peace. What is going on, guys? We're back here today. More tournament coverage. We got the official ladder tournament playoffs. I got Clean versus Alhen on the screen today. I did post one of Clean's series, actually 2 of his series. He might be the protagonist of this tournament. One versus Vertex, one versus Solwind. He won one, he lost the other. Let's see what happens in the 3rd series. But I was on my computer, I saw that this playoffs match was happening, and I figured, let's lock in, let's record. So, we see Moltres lead from Clean, Flamethrower into Slowking G. Alhen immediately switches out, Dragapult goes into Slowking, which means the Dragapult is probably not Specs, it's probably a U-turn, support, darts, hex. He's probably walled. If he was Specs, he would have just clicked Draco there more likely than not. Toxic comes out here, which is pretty good. Tyranitar is going to be annoying for this team because it's really just going to come in, click knockoff, and switch out over and over and over again. See Lefty's Keldeo come in. It took only 20% from knockoff, which that honestly makes me think that the Keldeo might have some HP to it. I feel like knockoff doing 20, even if Tyranitar has no investment, I feel like that's just far too little. Surf did only do 23 to Slowking, but I don't know what Slowking this is. This could be AV. Because we're seeing just Psyshot get spammed. Would you run AV on this team? I feel like you definitely don't need AV. This team is pretty specially defensively sound between Moltres and Slowking, so I really don't think you need AV. It could just be Psyshock so that he has a strong attack and hit other Slowking. Just trying to figure out why it's Psyshock, because more often than not, Psyshock is only found on Assault Vest, but I don't really see why Assault Vest Slowking would be needed on this particular team. Either way, Dragapult comes in, goes for the Terra Ghost Terra Blast, so he is banded. So that explains why he didn't attack the Moltres turn 1 either. Didn't want to take a Will-O-Wisp, but this Terra Blast Ghost is honestly unpunishable on Clean's end. Because I can tell you right now, the only Terra that's going to help him here is if he has Terra Dark on Zamazenta. Otherwise, that shit is actually going to kill everybody. Nice play going for Rocks, knowing that Great Tusk doesn't want to come in on knockoff. We see Great Tusk double in here to catch the Slowking, which is a nice play. Slowking G does come in, and it's attack booster as well. This is pretty bad for Clean, because if you switch into Moltres on Rapid Spin, you're going to die the next turn to Ice Spinner if you don't burn the Great Tusk. And so this is pretty solid for Alhen. I think that doubling into the Great Tusk was a really nice play. I saw that potentially coming, but I didn't think it was going to be attack booster Great Tusk. But I'm glad he made that switch, because why would you surf like a bot into Slowking G? You're not going to gain anything from that. So far so good. Both these guys are setting up well. Alhen did use Terra already, but I would say it's one of those games where early Terra is more than fine, because Tyranitar dies the next time it comes in. The next time Dragapult enters the field, something will die to Terra Blast. There's no avoiding that. So it's pretty interesting. I think the winner of this series goes on to the next stage of the tournament, and because currently we're in the Swiss stage, so you have to play like up to 5 sets, and you have to win at least 3 of your 5 sets. Both of these guys are 2-1, so the loser will have to then play their final set, which will make or break the tournament for them, and the winner goes on to the next stage of the tournament. We see a great Ice Beam there by Clean. That was a really nice play. Don't go out sad and do no damage. We see CC come out here, burn. No burn, but CC is for sure free. It actually does more than Ice Spinner as well. CC was a nice call. Also covers possible Balloon Excadrill. CC's again just to knock the Moltres out. Actually avoids burn both times, which is nice. I honestly think he should have clicked Rapid Spin on turn 13. But I guess the way Alhen was thinking about it is if I get burned, I lose my Great Tusk's utility anyways, so... But I think he should have clicked Rapid Spin again, because what if the drill wasn't Jolly, and the Great Tusk outsped it with +2 speed, but whatever. We see Earthquake get clicked, because Clean doesn't have another play. Whenever I use Excadrill, I only use Swords Dance, Rock Slide, EQ, Rapid Spin. I don't even run other drills anymore. Iron Head is great for hitting Clefable, but in a metagame where everybody is running Zapdos or Moltres, you need Rock Slide. That double stab is not hitting anymore. Unless you're doing like some defensive drill with lefties, and that's a whole different question. But yeah, I like Rock Slide plus EQ. I even like Terra Blast Ice, but this EQ Iron Head shit is not working anymore. It worked back in the day when the only threat to that coverage was like Corviknight and Skarm, who still exists by the way in Gen 9. Point I'm trying to make though, Excadrill, in my opinion, it needs Rock Slide, and it can win this battle still. Tusk is in EQ range, right? Keldeo after Rocks, if Rocks are able to go back up, which I heavily doubt they're going to be able to go back up because Tar's dead, more or less. But Keldeo would be in range of, honestly, if it's Adamant Drill, Keldeo probably dies at 62. Gambit's going to die unless it Terras, Slowking dies, and then Zapdos for sure doesn't have Heat Wave. It's U-turn, Hurricane, Discharge, Roost. So Rock Slide Drill can potentially get +6 on that. Technically doesn't even need Rock Slide. Can farm Rapid Spins and shit. Nice play going into Excadrill. Nice play. Nice play. That was a big play. We see Tyranitar come in here on the Zap. Wow. Wait, that was super shiced because now rocks are going up and they'll stay up. Yes, bro, that was tough. I honestly think maybe Alhen should have just hard switched out into Great Tusk rather. If you hard switch out into Great Tusk, does it change anything? Because now Clean gets rocks and dies to sand. Not that's sand, dies to toxic, which is perfect for him. There was no other way to keep rocks on the field. Tusk can come in and trade into Tyranitar for life. So I was thinking you go hard into Tusk, you don't even do the damage. That way you get the spin off, and then if Tyranitar does try to just spam Stealth Rock and die to Rapid Spin, at least you get the +1 speed so that Zama can't come in. But I guess it doesn't matter that much. Extra sand turns though to stall out. So I also didn't note if it's Smooth Rock Tyranitar or not. Came in turn 9. Sand went for 15 turns. I mean, until turn 15. That's what I saw. Okay. So that shit is Smooth Rock. Okay. I see. Damn, that shit lasts so many turns. Smooth Rock is the best item ever. Alright, we see Ice Beam come out as Alhen went to Slowking G. You should have gone for Rocks, player. If you were going to stay in, you should have gone for Rocks. Because even if Tusk comes in, getting the Ice Beam kill doesn't do enough for you. So Alhen actually came out on top. I know I said go Tusk, but that's because I thought Clean was going for Rocks. I thought Clean made a good double there to put up Rocks. I don't like what he decided to do instead. We see Iron Head come out and it does fucking 0%. Hey, yo. 29. But this is why I said you can't run this set in the current meta. You just paralyze yourself on Zapdos, and it sucks. I will say, though, Keldeo is probably not Vacuum Wave, and even if it is Vacuum Wave, it's not going to do more than, like, 55%. Bro, just SD again. Should have SD'd again on turn 20. Okay. Now we see Rapid Spin get clicked. Maybe. Could see another SD, but I don't think that's a valid play at all. I think I would just go for Rapid Spin here and try and get my speed. You already have to dodge static to win if you're Clean. This is a best of 3, by the way, so even though it looks pretty bad for Clean, this is still a 3-game series, so you never know what's going to happen in Game 2 and potentially Game 3. Personally, though, I don't see a way out for him here. Zamazenta, it's all going to be on Zamazenta to win this game, which it could potentially do, but we'll see. U-turns out. Okay. Well, I think Alhen just lost because Excadrill did not get parried twice, and that shit's sitting at +3 attack. This is definitely done incorrectly. Zapdos should just be staying in and spamming Hurricane until Sucker Punch kills, but he somehow did the right plays to give Excadrill +1 trillion. So This was really some nonsense plays. All you do is you spam Hurricane with Zap, put this in range of Sucker Punch, which is literally just clicking Hurricane instead of U-turn on this turn, by the way. Gets para. I mean, this was his third time attacking the Zapdos, and he would have to touch or make contact with Zapdos 4 times, so the odds of getting paralyzed are extremely high. That's not hacks or anything, but still, it was like, that's a pretty dicey way to go about this. Alright, Clean should lose, for sure now. Yeah, it should just be over. Just keep the Zapdos alive, I think. It's actually pretty weird, bro. Nice Keldeo. I can't believe it lived. Nice Keldeo, though. Because you don't need to go into anything else. Pult is going to kill this with Terra Blast regardless. And Keldeo's walled by Hydrapple, and it's walled by Slowking G. Clean's not sacking this because there's no reason to sack. You're switching to Sludge Bomb. Yeah. This is a weird game state. Excadrill doubles back in. Nice play. Nice play. Alright, let's see. Keldeo gets sacked. Terra Blast Ghost gets clicked. Alhan probably wanted the Keldeo to just die so that the Pult can get to Terra Blasting. But Clean should never sack his Excadrill. Surf's always getting clicked here. I feel like you should never sack your drill. Keep the sack. Keep as much as you can on your plate so you can maybe fish out a win. I'm not saying that this looks winnable because, like I already told you guys, I don't really see his path out of this. He does have a Hydrapple Terra still, so depending on what that is, it could do something. It's more than likely going to be Poison Terra. Poison Terra not bad though. If we can get rid of Great Tusk, it's a free Terra. And then Giga Drain Earth Power might just sweep straight up. Okay, so Poison Hydra can definitely win this game. Because Great Tusk does not kill with Headlong. So you just get all your HP back with Giga Drain, switch out, come back later. And then Dragapult Darts is not killing you at all. Dragapult's strong, but this is a Hydrapple. So, interesting. Alright, so Alhan is going back into Slowking, right? Okay, King Gambit comes in on Hydrapple. Well, that's a good trade for Clean. Free Nasty Plot, and go from there. Okay. Alhan might go into Slowking G. Oh, okay, so he's ready to sack his Gambit, I guess. I see. Or maybe he really, really, really wants Chip for Pult and Tusk. The reason I don't like SDing with Gambit is because you not only don't force Hydrapple Terra. Okay, so he literally did nothing, as opposed to going into Slowking G. Now he definitely loses, by the way. He definitely loses because he somehow went down 2 Pokemon without even inflicting 1 HP damage on Hydrapple. So it's like, okay, and then he got rid of one of the only guys that can actually hit it. Alright, it's over. Hydrapple just wins. This was for sure botched. Headlong Rush does not kill this at all. I think you just take the trade every time. Dragapult can technically still win with Terra Blast spam. But iDef Dog should just win unless it comes in right here. Which means what? Okay, so it is iDef. Okay. iDef lefties is good though. Nice crunch. Great crunch. Huge drop, by the way. Massive drop. But you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it. Definitely a gigantic drop though. Damn, he went King Gambit is nuts. Thought he would go Tusk. Every bit of HP matters, right? Can't let Tusk take that extra chip for fun. Maybe Tusk needs to come in on Sludge Bomb later. Like, actually, though, you never know. Just click Crunch again here. Gambit's whatever. Just click Crunch again. He's gonna go Slowking G on some greedy shit. Just trying to get the turn. Oh my god! That was a tough call. That was a tough call by Alhan. I think he was sacking the King Gambit just to get the Slowking in for free so he could get the Future Sight without risk. more than likely what he was trying to do. But regardless, it's still a good play to make, because I personally felt like going to Slow King was free one time. But he Clean tried to call that out because he'd get an EQ kill. That was shized. Alright. Now it looks terrible for Clean. Hydrapple not set up. Slow King getting the free future sight. What would I do here? Would I go King Gambit? Would I Toxic? How the fuck would you not just Toxic? This is a whack situation to be in. As I think Clean is going into the Excadrill though. Right? Okay. Oh, it has Psyshock? Bruh. Psyshock Toxic Chili? I'd be mad. What kind of bullshit? Psyshock Toxic Chili, bro. That's not real. Alright. So, you Psyshock once as Alhen. You do 40%. Maybe 50%. He clicks Chili instead. I see. Yeah, okay. Well, at this point, Pult comes in. Terra Blast kills Hydrapple. Zamazenta dies. Slow King G dies. The only way for Clean to win this battle is to go Slow King, sack it, come back with Hydrapple, and get the Fickle Beam supercharged hit. And I think he would still probably lose to Slow King G. But it ain't anything instantly over. But yeah, Alhen, his work is cut out for him. You really just click Terra Blast Ghost until you die now, and that should be it. Zamazenta, even though it has lefties and is the IDEF set, is not able to live this at 57. This is like really strong. So yep, Slow King G gets sacked. Only play he can make. I mean, as Alhen, you don't even switch. The only way you can lose is if you get crit here and you don't kill. But I'm telling you, you kill. Unless the Pult is adamant and the Zama is jolly, and the Zama is able to outspeed and get the IDEF first, then I guess there's that. But I seriously would only ever click Terra Blast as Dragon Pult. Because if Za's faster, then okay. Every bit of damage matters for Slow King in the back. If Za's faster than your Pult, you're already in an awful spot. There's no way, though, that the Dragon Pult is slow. There's just no way. This team has no Scarf, no nothing. Slow Pult would be an abomination on this team. Slow meaning adamant instead of jolly. We've actually seen Banded Pult a lot recently. Yeah, Zamazenta gets fucking owned by that. We all knew that was going to happen. Za's bulky, but bro, 120 base attack, Terra Blast Ghost, so you get the even more of a boost. Like, this is the damage I'm most curious about. I want to say it does 50, 55. That's what I want to say. I mean, Za died at 57, right? So, I don't know. 48. Oh, this guy's such a beast. Even all-out attack Fickle wouldn't have killed this. That was a nice game. I enjoyed that a lot. So, Alhen wins. Some clutch plays there, especially... Which one was it? This one right here. Well, one, I think this was really wrong by Clean to go for Ice Beam here. And I know when this turn was happening, I said Alhen should go Tusk hard instead of U-turn, which would have been the wrong play. But regardless, from Clean's perspective, clicking Ice Beam trying to catch the Tusk sack is just wrong. If you die and you get Rocks up instead, that's going to at least allow you to add more pressure the entire game. Also, the Great Tusk then no longer is able to click Headlong Rush or any of that shit. It has to keep Rocks off. That's the main priority at that point. I mean, also Excadrill attacked 3 times without getting parried, so there wasn't really any luck there in terms of getting parried. Okay. Hydrapple was like a hedge. SD made no sense here because you have to switch out afterwards. Switching out was extremely wrong. You take the trade because he already had to take the hit later on in the battle. You definitely take this trade right here. He had Giga Drain too. You then sack. You then have a completely unused Zamazenta, which still has Dauntless Shield. So you can use that as your initial one-time switch into Dragapult. But he automatically got rid of his Za. And then it was Jove. Yeah. I mean, that drop was also pretty lucky, but the Iron Head, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think Clean had this, bro. Like, for sure. Even with his bad Excadrill set. It was a pretty nice game. Let's go on to the next one. Okay. Let me make sure the sides are correct. So, Alhen's rocking a Sun team. Oh, wait. I gotta put the sides were already correct. All right, game 2. Alhen's rocking a Sun team. Clean is rocking a team that I think I saw him use in one of the earlier rounds. Walking Wake gets knocked off turn 1, which is great for Clean. And he's going to get to knock the Ninetales too, which is like, booyah. Raging Bolt might come in here. So actually, you should click a U-turn on the Ninetales, because knocking off into Raging Bolt would be terrible. Actually, don't even click knockoff. I mean, don't even click a U-turn, because if Hat comes in on U-turn, then the Bolt's coming in. But I don't think Hat's getting risked here. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Glimmera's the switch. Alright, Glimmera's the switch here. I think it's a Scarf Glimmera, if I recall correctly. Alhen's team is just Sun. I don't actually know what any of the sets are, except the Walking Wake was apparently Wise Glasses, which is fine. Raging Bolt is always the same shit on Sun. It's always Life Orb, and they're abusing Weather Ball and Solar Beam, and I can't blame them at all. Let's see. Tusk can be a number of things. A lot of the times, Sun teams don't use Stealth Rock anymore. They just rely on Hatterene plus Tusk to keep rocks off the field and play a Stealth Rockless game. Okay, so he does actually end up going for the U-turn. That's what I was thinking. Maybe Hat comes in, because U-turn is so obvious. Clicking knockoff is for sure wrong, because if you knock off into the Raging Bolt, you're now down a Pokemon for no reason. This is not good for Alhen now, because he has no ground resist. Tusk kills everybody. This could be Shuca Berry, though. It wouldn't be surprising to me if this was Shuca Berry, because the entire team gets 6-0'd by ground moves, right? So now for Alhen, it's either go to your Balloon Pokemon or Terra. And the Terra sucks, honestly. Told you it was Shuca. Entire team is weak to ground moves. There's just no way. Yeah. Well, best trade ever for Alhen, because even though Tusk isn't that useful versus this team, it's nice to always get the one-up kill immediately. Also, his own great Tusk doesn't have to worry about potential Rocky Helmet trolling or any of that shit. Alright, Gold comes in. Gold's going to take 50% from Thunderclap. And then Hydro Steam's coming out. 50 on the dot. AV Torn T is pretty solid. I don't think Wake is going to be able to really do any damage to that. Like, it probably does like 45%, if I had to guess, with Hydro Steam. Which is definitely not nothing. It's definitely damage, but there's a D-Knight in the back here as well. Gotta be normal Knight. This team has no priority. 45, 46. Dude, I'm tough. My calcs are on point. Alright, we're gonna see what Bleak Wind, because fucking Hydro Steam is free as fuck, alright? Hatterene it's not double AV. Maybe Helmet Hatterene then? I mean, it could be double AV. Just Hat can't switch into Steam. Alright. See you turn out. Hat. It's gotta be Hat or D-Knight, right? Hat comes in. Hat probably takes 90% if it's not AV, and then if it is AV, it's gonna take like 50%. Maybe a little less if it's AV, because they run some Spadef. Flip turn gets clicked. We're gonna see the own Hat come in and get red carded out. That's max special attack Hat, by the way. Draining 31 is too much. Okay, and we're back. All right. For Hatterene to come right back in, that was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. When he jet button sabotages you, so you gotta. All right, Gold comes in on Nuzzle. Gold's not useful this game anyways. Shit loses to every Pokemon. Ninetales is coming in. Nice Torn. Get the HP back. That was shiced. Get to click U-turn again here. Glimmera can come in. Okay. Ninetales now runs Overheat. It's like its best offensive move. Flamethrower fell off a while ago because it's what's it called? Ninetales is not staying in clicking flamethrower for mad turns. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, Overheat can do some crazy shit like completely nuke Great Tusk, actually get the KO on gold, stuff like that. But yeah, I remember the Ninetales sets have really changed a lot over the years. Like the first, actually over the years is funny. It's only been like what, like a year of Ninetales really being used. But after the Encore Healing Wish shit started, people were locked in with Ninetales. No more Torkoal. Golden Go comes in, dies to Steam. Power Gem really didn't do shit to Wake. I'm really surprised by that 45%. This shit's bulky or what? Wake Sped F is not even that good. So to take only 45 is like... I gotta calc this. I'm actually really confused as to why that only did 45%. I feel like something's not adding up here. 1 second. My internet's a little slow. Gamora lead versus Walking Wake. Power Gem does 44.7 to 52.9. Okay, so literally the most low roll possible. I was gonna say, bro, there's no way Power Gem doesn't 2-hit KO Walking Wake, but I guess so. I guess so. Alright, let's see. What would I do here? What would I do here? Steam again. This dies to Bleak Wind now. Alright, he's gonna click E-Speed, stalling out the 1 extra turn of Sun. Is that what we're doing? I would have just clicked Bleak Wind personally, because now you run the risk of Tusk coming in on E-Speed. And that's not good. Bruh. 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 You did not just... Bruh. Why didn't you just click Bleak Wind? This shit was free. Scarf Glim, like I said before. So that was an awesome turn for Clean. I also didn't expect Dazzling to do 80. Alright. I think Clean wins now. With Dragonite. No matter what. Because Torn comes in here, gets to click U-turn and kill this, or even knockoff, which is actually for sure the better play, because even if Ninetales comes in, it's like, who cares, you know? Venusaur can't come in to absorb yet. Hatterene on Alhen's side is going to be able to get the H-Wish off against this Hatterene, so there's that. But all of a sudden, it doesn't look bad for Clean. The Dragonite looks good now that the Great Tusk took the attack. This is why you got to do your research on your opponents. This isn't even my opponent, and I remember watching one of Clean's battles, and I remember that he had a Scarf Glamora on this team. So if bro looked at the team, he would have known. Let me switch into Venusaur on potential Dazzling Gleam Energy Ball, especially because Venusaur is like whatever though. It's fun. All right, Hat comes in. Psychic Noise or Psyshock is being clicked. Nothing else to say. Yeah, I mean, you can do some crazy try-hard shit like Mystical Fire if you want, but it doesn't really make sense. Psyshock kills everybody. Only way that Mystical Fire would make sense is if Hatterene comes in hard right here. And he knows he's faster, so. This Hat might just win. This Hat might just be able to do it. Hat Terra-wise is going to be water, so it's not really good into Venusaur, but... I mean, Alhen hasn't Terra'd either, though. Alright, that shit did nothing, because, like I said, it's AV. Actually clicks Draining Kiss. Okay. It's not a bad play. Tried to catch the Hatterene from coming in on Psynoise. Didn't want to... Okay. I understand it. Because Alhen's actually fucked. No matter what he goes into, this shit's going to heal. If he goes Hatterene, it's going to die and heal this back to full. So it doesn't want to go to Hat. Can't go to Venusaur, because the looming threat of the Psychic move is always there. Great Tusk Sack is the most sensible, because at least you do Helmet Recoil with from the Draining Kiss. Yeah, that made the most sense. Wake Attack is going to bounce off, and then that should be the game to Dragonite at this point. Nicely played game. I really thought that this was a W after Tusk died. I think that this was a little bit botched. I think Attack Booster Tusk or Venusaur should be putting the beats on this game. Like, even this. Clicking Ice Spinner is just wrong. Should have clicked Rapid Spin. Or even Headlong Rush, expecting Hatterene. Ice Spinner is wrong. I would have deadass clicked Headlong, predicting Terra or Hat. Why would he stay in and sag D-Knight to Ice Spinner? How does that make sense? That's the way to win the battle. I mean, shit, Venusaur could win right now. Right? If it's Terra Ghost for Dragonite's E-Speed, that shit could deadass win right now. It's not Terra Ghost. It's probably Terra Stellar, if I had to guess. If you Terra Stellar your Venusaur here, you still fail to kill Tornadus T. So, like I said, I think it's just a wrap. Alternate path is if Alhen can force the Hatterene Mirror, you can go for Lunar Dance or whatever, Healing Wish with Hatterene, I mean, and then pass it back into Venusaur, but I think Venusaur is just going to die to Tornadus here. Like, Heat Wave is going to kill, Bleak Wind would kill, especially after Life Orb recoil is also there, so it's like, it's not great. Terra Fire gets clicked, as Heat Wave is clicked. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. I was like, is he going to Bleak Wind or is he going to Heat Wave? And he went for Heat Wave because it is marginally more accurate. Uh-oh. Pretty sure Clean still wins, no matter what. You sack Torn. No. Sack Hatterene. Right now. Go Hat. Be a boss. Go Hat and sack that shit. He's not clicking Giga Drain. Maybe he has to go for Giga Drain at this point, though. No, he has to literally go for Giga Drain at this. No! Bruh. You had to fight for your life, bro. You have to fight for your life. And now it's confirmed over. Because I really thought about it, and I was like, you have to Giga Drain there. He needs the extra chip for his D-Knight. No. Alright, it's 100% over. Terra Normal E-Speed kills the last three. That's a wrap. Yeah, it's just a wrap no matter what. There's like literally no way out. Unless Hatterene can live E-Speed from Terra Normal Knight at 37, which it cannot do. I wonder what we're going to see for Game 3. If I'm clean, I'll bring the same team again. Or something very similar, because this seems to fit his style. And also, Alhen made a lot of misplays this game, given how up he was after the Tusk versus Raging Bolt encounter. So, Alright, let's see. Pause till the move comes out. Actually, I won't pause, since this is a very tense endgame position. I don't even know what Clean's timer could possibly be being used for here. You click Bleak Wind, and then you Terra Normal 3x. Unless, of course, the D-Knight's not Terra Normal, which it is Terra Normal. It's for sure Terra Normal on this team. Alright. Well, they're making it spicy for no reason. Even though a fortune teller already told you exactly where this battle was going 4 turns ago. Up to the Tusk dying to Draining Kiss and inflicting Helmet recoil. It's just, you know what I'm saying. Torn dies, finally. 60 seconds have passed. Will another 60 seconds pass to click the most used Terra in Gen 9 history? What the fuck? Wait, bro. Bro, what? Consider myself humbled by what just happened. That brother has no attack EVs. I guess I could have deduced that from E-Speed doing only 19 to Great Tusk. That brother has no attack EVs. Also, Alhen read his fucking life going for Weather Ball on the Terra. Because if he doesn't Terra, he clicks DD and then kills the next turn. So that was actually in-fucking-sane. Also, this shit for sure has 0 attack. So actually, that was my own fault. Alhen probably calced it and then knew that shit was going to happen. So that was the way out, the path he took. Wow. Dragon Dance. Shit certainly is not max attack. Because if I calc Venusaur, it does 56 to 67. That bro had no attack. 47 to 55. And that's if he's adamant. He could have been like fucking something else. No, he had to be adamant. Otherwise, it does 42 to 50. Wow, bro. Wow. 0 attack. Wow. What a game, bruh. That was amazing. And an amazing weather ball click to end the game. That was some hard body shit. That was very entertaining. Shouts to both players. Elhen moves on to the top 16. Clean goes from being 2-0 to 2-2. So we'll see what happens in his 5th set. The end-all be-all decider. Anyways, this was fun. We'll see y'all soon. Have a good one. Take care. Peace.